Hi everyone, my name is Jen and I'm with Stay Posh, and today we're going to be taking at these two very similar lights to find out which one's the better bang for the buck, which one has more features, and which one maybe you should buy. Let's do it. Okay, so the two lights we have with us today are the Aputure Amaran and the GVB Gear. They're both these pocket-sized lights that are rechargeable and have a variety of filters that you can add to them with this magnetic clip on the front. Some other similarities as we unbox these are
their battery life, the case and the attachments that come with them, how long they approximately work, the brightness range, and the CRI rating. Alright, to start off unboxing, we're going to start with the Aputure light. It has a box, it has some specification information, it comes with this cool little case, 2 zipper pouch on the one side, it's got the USB charging cable and the clip to attach to a cold shoe mount. On the other side, it's got the light, a diffusion plate, and a diffusion cold and warm filter that you can magnetically clip on. It's got 9 LEDs and some basic features we'll look at later. So that is the Amaran. All right, our next light, the GVB, same situation with the box with the specification card or instruction manual, and it's got the same 2 zipper pouch. This has a cold shoe mount system. It also comes with the extra phone attachment here. Comes with a much shorter USB charging cable, and then on the other side we've got the light with the magnetic clip, only a warm filter, but the quality is a bit better. We have 12 LEDs on this light and just a few extra features on the light itself. So just looking at the mounting system, Aputure has this clamp you tighten in the back, magnetic front, all the filters just stay clipped on like so. For the Amaran, it's got a cold shoe system for the top and for mounting, same with the phone, the magnetic clip, and the filter.
Alright, so just a little information about these lights and turning them on before we actually do that. First, we've got the GVB. We can see it's got these 3 indicator lights here. While you're charging and as you use the battery, each light will represent how full it is. So as you're charging, if you're in the beginning stages of charging, you may see just 1 light flashing, and as you charge, it will continue to flash until all 3 are lit. There's also an indicator light that will turn, here it is on this side, the indicator light that will be red when you're charging, and when charge is complete, it will turn green, letting you know that charge has been complete. So, in order to operate this light, you just switch it on with the power switch here, and then you can adjust the brightness with this wheel. All the way bright, woo, we're getting blown out there, and then you can bring it all the way down. You can see it's at full charge because all 3 are glowing red, and as we continue to use the light, it will drop down to 2 glowing red, 1 glowing red, and then the last light will blink when you're on the last little bit of battery life before the unit powers down. The next light we're going to look at is the Aputure light. What? And as you can see, it has far fewer light indicators and features. It has the same indicator light right here at the top that is going to be glowing red when it's charging, and the glow, I believe, goes away when you are done charging. When you look at the side here, we've got an on and off switch and an up and down for the brightness. So as we turn it on, you can either click one by one to change the brightness, or you can actually hold and it will do these sweeping changes just with 1 press. That is about all the features for turning on and off that you're going to get from the Aputure light. Alright, so we are back and I am taking a look here at the main capabilities of the GVB, and then we'll look at the main capabilities of the Aputure light. And so we are just going to go ahead and turn this to full blast and test out the GVB without the diffusion filter on front. All right, There we have it. That is pretty bright, as I'm sure you can see. The light is probably about 20 inches from my face off here to the right, and it does not have this diffusion filter on the front. So this is as powerful as the light is going to get working as a main. No other light, except for a little spill from the window, is coming into the room at this time. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip on the diffusion, just so you can kind of get a quick comparison of what the light's like with the diffusion magnetic plate on and how it is without. So now let's do that same test, but with the Aputure light. All right, there we have it. That one sort of gradually powered up. I'm not sure if that's just a feature to protect the light or not, but I feel like now we're at full power. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the diffusion plate on the front, just so you can kind of compare what the Aputure light looks like with diffusion and then without the diffusion. So if you just take a look here, you can kind of tell what the GVB light looks like and what the Aputure light looks like in full power. Now we're going to test these lights' capabilities of being fill lights. We've got a main here, and I just want to point out that I had to boost the ISO up to 2500 in order to use both the Aputure and the GVB as a main. So they're not going to have nearly as much output as you're going to require probably for a typical main light. Right now the ISO is at 800. I've also turned off a little backlight that I sometimes have on, just because we are going to see what this light does on this side as a fill without any other lights interfering. So here we go. All right, and there you have it. That is at full power. It also is without the diffusion plate on it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what it looks like, the difference with the diffusion and then without the diffusion. That's pretty bright. Chances are you would probably want to turn that down a bit, you know, really just to fill in a little bit of light, hence the name. But just so you know how bright this light can get, that is it at full power at about 20 inches away. That slow warm up again, and I would say that's probably about full power for the Aputure light as the fill. And see it without diffusion and with diffusion. So the last test we're going to do with these lights is actually the life of the light with one single charge. We're going to charge them back up to their full capacity. Once done, we'll set them up and just time how long it takes for each one to run out at full capacity. The Aputure light on the instruction manual indicates that it has 1.75 hours of life battery per single charge, and the GVB indicates that there's 1.5, and so there is a little bit of difference there according to the manuals. We're going to see how that holds up in a real life test, so let's do it.
All right, so don't worry, we are not going to watch the entire test, but I just wanted to show you what the setup looks like for how we're going to time these lights. While the timer is going, I just wanted to show you some of the other tests we did. One was a 1/2 meter distance backdrop test. This is a gray backdrop. We've got the Amaran on the left, the GVB on the right, and you can see that the GVB is brighter. All right, so we've crossed over the hour mark and both lights are still going strong. Just a couple of things we didn't test in this review: charge times, whether one light would charge faster than the other, and also longevity. Is one light gonna last longer? These are both pretty new. We weren't able to test that. All right, the Amaran is the first to go out at 1 hour and 23 minutes. This one was rated to last 1 hour and 45, so didn't quite last as long. That was the GVB going out. Let's get this display on. Right at 1 hour and 32 minutes, which is much closer to what the manual said for battery life.
All right, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this comparison and that it helps you make a decision on which micro light to get for you. And honestly, no matter which micro light you get a micro light. They are so helpful. You just charge them up. They fit in your back pocket. There's no extra batteries to bring along, and they really can help increase the quality of those shots when there's no other light source that can be found. For run and gun photographers, videographers, vloggers, you know, this is something that is really easy to just put in the pack. It hardly takes up any room, and it can really help you out in a pinch. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun with this video, and I really feel like I learned something. I hope you did too. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, definitely do that. I'm doing a video every week, and so I would love to see you every week here right on the Stay POSH channel. So again, I am Jen, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.